Hey everyone, welcome to Simble Things, a channel where I talk about living with C-PTSD and everything that goes along with that. Today's video, how I attempt to keep a trigger-free channel. Like, I totally want to have a trigger-free channel, but obviously I can only attempt to do that. So let's talk about why I think that's important, and then just some of the reasons for doing that. Do you know what I mean? The easiest, simplest way to think about this is I don't want to trigger people when they watch my videos. I want my videos to be constructive and not destructive, right? It's an important distinction. I want my videos to help and not hinder. Good taglines, right? Now there's some people, you know the ones, some people say that we need to face our triggers all the time, and that's how we heal. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Nope. Do we have to get to a point where we can face our triggers without breakdown and without kind of emotional and mental detriment to us? Yes, totally. That is an aim for us on the road to recovery, right? But the idea that we have to constantly face these things every day, all the time, constantly. No, 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 no. Not for it, not about it. That's not what this channel is about. And in my opinion, it's not what the road to recovery is about either. I think a lot of people with C-PTSD, we've spent enough time having fear and the idea of terror and discomfort being used to push us into situations, being used to control us emotionally and mentally, all this kind of stuff. We don't need it in our recovery. All of us understand that we want to be at a point where these triggers aren't triggers to us anymore. And at most, there's something that we can deal with in a very quick and simple way. We get that. We don't need to be told, we don't need to be forced into facing triggers as some kind of twisted way to aid our recovery. To me, that's not productive. That's not what it's about for me. So that's why I try to keep this channel trigger free. So let's talk about some of the ways I attempt to keep this trigger free. I concentrate on life after trauma. I concentrate on what lies ahead of us, the road to recovery that we have to walk every day, right? I don't concentrate on what happened before. I don't want to talk about it. Firstly, it's none of my business. Secondly, my traumas and past life, none of your business, right? And it's not productive to me. I don't see anything productive about being bogged down and talking about the traumas that have shaped our conditions, because whatever they were, it kind of doesn't matter, because the point is we have C-PTSD and we are looking at our life ahead of us, the life we want to live, and the road to recovering from our condition and getting in a place where we can live in a generally happy way day to day. That's what it's about. It's the dream, right? Dream, living day to day in a happy, kind of carefree life. Be amazing, wouldn't it? I don't feel like that is benefited by talking about that trauma in a situation like this, or talking about my traumas in a situation like this. Do those things need to be talked about? Yeah, at some point with somebody, a professional therapist, whatnot. That's the kind of person you should talk about these things with, maybe a very trusted friend, but even that's difficult, right? Not everybody can handle talking about these things, listening about these things, but that's another video. Note to self, better write that down right. You know what they say, write that idea down before you forget it. I don't know if they say that, but I'm saying that. Write your ideas down. They're probably good ideas, and even if they're not good ideas, after you've written them down, you can make them better ideas. That is a completely random aside that has nothing to do with this video. But back to the video. So I feel like the whole thing of talking through your traumas and stuff like that needs to happen with a professional, somebody who is trained to deal with that. And cool, that's the person's situation you should do that stuff in. On a YouTube channel talking about living with C-PTSD, do I want to talk about my traumas and get hung up on them? No, I don't. I don't want to talk about them at all. I want to talk about the ways we can make changes and in our life, in the way we think and approach life. I want to think about all and talk about these things and the way they can aid our recovery and how they can make day-to-day life better for us, because that's what I'm about, making day-to-day life better, right? Those small changes we do day after day. And it also goes back to like one of the points of the affirmation mantra. We are not our trauma. We are not our trauma. And there's a section of society and the whole part of society that loves to live vicariously through other people's traumatic life stories and whatnot. Sometimes like books, especially like, the true life stories of like horrible things that people have to go through. There's a lot of people out there that like to live vicariously and they lap that stuff up. But that's not what we're about here. We are about what's going ahead, tomorrow, making that better. I don't want to get hung up on what's gone before. So that's the main, I think those are like the main kind of things. Yeah, then those like the main things about, well, why I don't want to talk about trauma, and by not talking about the trauma, it helps to make the channel more trigger free. I don't know if I'm completely trigger free. If there's anybody that has suggestions about how I can be better, please post them below. Blow. Definitely do that. But yeah, I should wrap it all up. So let's wrap it up, put it into a package. I try and keep a trigger-free channel because that is more productive and is in line with what this channel is about. This channel is about living with C-PTSD. This channel is not about recounting traumas. No, I don't see any good positive thing in that. I think we've got that wrapped up. Yes? No? Let me know if you think there's anything I should add to this, or any ways I could be better about keeping things trigger free. definitely want to hear that if you have things to say. Remember, I'll always reply to all the comments. And another side note, if the audio is better, please make a comment below and tell me if you think it's a bit better or a lot better. Trying out something different, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But thanks for tuning in. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of YouTubey stuff. You know how it goes. But more importantly, remember, there's always help out there, and you can get that help. Remember, don't keep it to yourself, share. And together, we can keep walking that path to recovery. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you next time.